How we doing, everyone? Thanks for joining me for episode 49. You'll see behind me the Tench Lake. Don't panic, we're not going on the Tench Lake. I've already plotted up on the main lake in a swim. You'll see when we get back to it in a moment. I'm just coming for a walk around the Tench Lake just while it's light, just in case I can see anything, because we are going to come back on here. Like I say, we're just going on the main lake for a night or two just to break up being on here. I stand a lot more of a chance of catching something out of the main lake. It's a different view for you. My mate's on the main lake, so if I go somewhere near him, I can go sit and have a coffee and then come around and throw my rods out later on. Whereas last night on the point, I couldn't have got any further away. So yeah, it's a bit of a social, bit of a view change for you lot. Hoping to get a fish on the vlog, because I appreciate you've watched, I don't know how many, I'd have to look back, but quite a few. So I do appreciate all of you that have stuck with it. And like I say, I could quite happily sit on here the rest of the season and blank the entire season. It wouldn't bother me, but I do appreciate that you watching this. It then becomes incredibly boring thinking, well, we know he's not going to catch anything, he doesn't stand a chance. Whereas tonight I do stand a bit of a chance. I'm in an area on the main lake where the fish definitely are 100%. The fish are there. You'll see that more when we get into it, but I am just going to have a little walk round on the Tench Lake, and then we'll get back into the swim and we'll get on with this vlog. So I'm just walking around the Tench Lake onto Causeway Corner. This is the long lake, or the back lake, but something's just shown on the corner of that willow, so I'm just going to keep note of that. Like I say, you know, if you see opportunities, there's 3 lakes here to fish. I'm sitting it out on one because I'm sort of being stubborn and determined I'd like any size carp out of that Tench Lake, but there's always an opportunity on this complex somewhere if you go looking. But I don't know what that was. The rings have gone now, but there's no bird come up or swimming away, so that was most likely a fish. And now there's a patch of fizz right on the end of the bush. So yeah, that was a fish, and now it's got its head down. Right, I'm going to carry on my little wander round. There's one of the Canadian geese stood on one leg. Got one of the feathery crew. You're on your own now. That's the one with the weird feather, but they all end up together at night, which is, I thought they might argue, but they don't seem to. But yeah, I'm just having a little look up here for a moment. It's a bit of a walk round again before I start my fishing, because give it a few weeks, you'll see this place in the dark, regardless what lake I'm on. But I'm just going to have a stand here and have a little look, because I can already see some fizzing right out there. Exactly in the zone that you can't get to them. There's a bit of a closer in fizz as well now. I know what you're thinking. Get in there. No, we're not coming on here today. And now it's beginning to rain. Yippee. Fortunately, I'm in works clothes, so it doesn't really matter if they get wet. But I'm going to carry on my walk round. I know, yeah, I'll see you most likely when I'm back in the swim, because you had a look over there yesterday. I'm just going to go stand over there in Sunny Corner for 20 minutes, half an hour, see if I see anything, and come back and start getting set up. So I'll see you when I'm back at the swim. So I'm back at my swim. I'm in a swim. It's called 2 Up, this one. You won't have seen me in here. I'm just going to crouch in my shelter because it is starting to rain, but you won't have seen this view before. My mate, he's over there in a swim called Logs. So that's me being sociable. I can see him from my swim. That's good enough. I'm just going to show you. I've not got my bed in here yet, but look at the ground. Look how overgrown it is in here. You can tell nobody fishes in here. The swim's all proper overgrown. I see 2 fish show here this morning when I was taking my net and mat back. So you'll see I've got 2 rods already. They've not even set up. I've got to pull the line through, stretch all the line out. But I see 2 fish show this morning. I'm contemplating putting a 3rd rod out in here, but I think it's going to be counterproductive to how I'm going to be fishing. This is a very close in, like near the edge swim. You can't, I think 4.5 wraps on a 12-foot's your limit in this swim. Can't remember, it's been absolutely years since I've been in here. But where I see the fish, let's have a stand out, because nobody will come in here and watches the video anyway, because they just can't handle fishing close. Literally there, we're going to whack a little, I'm not sure what I'm putting on yet, but we're going to have one under that tree, and we're going to have one sort of just flicked under that tree. That's it. We're going to have nothing out in the open water. I was contemplating a 3rd rod going out there, but then if I do that, I'm then putting a line across here that's going to sort of cut this rod off, and if this rod gets a bite and goes off into open water, it's going to get tangled with the middle rod, so it seems stupid. And same here, this rod, if it bolts that way, it's going to get tangled in this one that's going the furthest out, so it's not sensible fishing. The fish are already here, don't need to put any bait in at all. It's either going to be a PVA bag, solid bag, something like that, but the fish are here. It might even be a little scooper bait, chuck with a scoop in, and that'll do, and then a rig over the top. I don't know. Like I say, it's a different view. It's not the Tench Lake. I'm pretty confident of a fish, to be honest, because when I was talking to my mate last night, I counted 5 fish in this corner shoe, and I should have really moved last night. You know, I'd got all my stuff set up on the Tench Lake, and that was me being stubborn, but I'm not desperate to get a fish out of here. There's only one fish I want out of here, and there's half a chance it could get caught again now. Doubtful, but there is that small, slim chance, so we'll give it a go. Anyway, I need to get some rods set up, and I'll bring you back when they are. That's better. We've got some stuff in here for tonight. Our Pac-Man pillows, because you lot love it. I'm just going to sit here, get some stuff set up. You'll see the wind is pushing in here. I've got to put the lines through the rings, stretch that fluoro out, because like I say, we're going to be fishing super slack here. Don't know whether to maybe set the rods up to fish drop-off style. There's no snags or nothing out there, but I'm just wondering if a running lead that close in, there isn't really any hooking drag. I noticed that in the Lovells videos, that when I was fishing in the edge of the running lead, the hook holds weren't as good when I was fishing out in the lake, and I think that was the tow and the drag of the lines helping set the hook. So I might re-rig them up to fish drop-off style leads, or even fix sort of like normal lead clip setups. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to get those rods set up, get some rigs tied up, and like I say, I don't want to make any disturbance because the fish are definitely here. I've seen sort of like a trail of bubbles swimming sort of out in the centre bit, which would be pretty much on the bar in front of the swim over there called Big Girls, but that's not my water. I could put a rod on it tonight because nobody's in there, nobody's up this corner. I should state I've got this whole corner to myself, but again, I don't want long lines protruding out in the lake, even though I fish slack. I don't want lines going out there if I don't need to. It is going to be underarm flicks, maybe even solid bags, yeah, just to make sure that I'm fishing over whatever I land on, so I don't even want to do any leading. I want one cast on each rod, slacken them off, sit here quietly and hope something happens through the night. So yeah, I think we're going to do drop off solid bag rigs. Yeah, that sounds a good plan. Right, let me get that sorted and I'll bring you back and show you. So I've just stretched one line out. I've got the other one to do yet, but I'm just going to show people it. When you stretch it out, look, there's no twist in that. It droops between the eyes, and you would think that's a white mono now looking at that, because it really does sort of go that sort of limp, you know. It's not. That's the importance of stretching it out. Unlike my mate over there who told me yesterday, I don't stretch it out, Kev. I just wind it in, clean it, and that's it. That's the difference. His looks a bit pigtailed, but I've not told him that. But after this video, he'll maybe look at it himself and think, oh shit, I better do it. Anyway, I'm going to get these rods sorted, go around there, give him some aggro, come back here, have a quick carp out of the main lake tonight, and then head off to work tomorrow. Sounds like a plan. So I've finally got both rods set up. What I've gone for is this end set up today. That is a KORDA hybrid lead clip, and that is a piece of silicone mud sleeve. I don't know if you can see that. Basically, that is my tail rubber, because we're going to be fishing a solid bag. You see how that's come off there really easily? So that acts as my tail rubber so the lead can dump. And then so I've got the rods finally set up. The main line's still the same, the old 18-pound KORDA contour fluorocarbon, but today we have a KORDA hybrid lead clip, still a 3-ounce flat swivel pear lead, and the hook link I've looped to loop on already. Because it's got such a small loop here, I've got to do that before I can put the bait on. But then when I put the bait on, I've got to also pre-tie the solid bag, because when I go around and see me mate, I can't leave a hook bait just sitting on my rod. So I'm going to have to pre-tie both rods, get all the bags tied up, and then sort of like lower them in there and put my lid on there gently without marking the line. So my bags are ready to chuck in when I come back, basically. But I've got some rig putty up the line, 3 blobs of that spaced a foot apart, so the last 3 foot is properly putty down. The hook link is about 4 inches, and it's the old KORDA dark matter supple braided stuff. Again, the old size 5, super sharp thinking angler's hook. And on to the hair on both rods is going to be one of these. That is the old Plum Goo 16mm manila dumbbells I'm doing. Because the pellets I'm going to be using in the solid bags are all Plum Gooed up as well. I thought, you know what, let's have a Plum Goo hook bait. And we're just going to throw it like one cast, you know. I'm going to go sort of just down out past this tree, just down out past that tree, 2 solid bags, slacken them off. That is my plan. So I will get those bags tied up, but like I say, I'm just showing you what's in it. One of those will be on each rod. You might be able to see it through the bag when they're tied, you might not, but both rods are going to also be set exactly the same, so everyone's aware what's going on. So yeah, let me get those tied up, sorted, tidied up in here, and then I better make a game plan because time's running out and I've got lots to do. So that's one tied up. Like I say, I'm going to have to leave it pre-tied. You can't actually see the hook bait. I've actually taken the rig putty off the line as well because the putty just didn't seem to stick very well, the old dark matter stuff, so I thought, you know what, I don't even need it. Something I haven't pointed out before I loop the older hook bait on this one is I know I'm fishing a solid bag differently to everyone else. I've got to cut the ring swivel off that as well yet. Everyone fishes inlines. I've found that this doesn't really work any better or any worse than an inline. And I've got this. I haven't got any inlines with me, so I can't do that. But the setup I've got, the reason that silicone sleeve, what I haven't shown, is even though it looks pushed on there quite a long way, just look how easily it dumps the lead. It lets the lead come off really quick. Them hybrid ones are good for that because the lead, the swivel can't pull out. So that's why I'm using a hybrid lead clip, the silicone mud sleeve, because I want the lead to dump. But I need to chop that ring swivel off there because I don't want that on there. Loop the old hook link, put that bait on, tie another bag, put my bucket lid on, and then go around, get my net, mat, etc. Go see my mate and we'll get some rods out. So haven't quite got the second bag tied, and look, the heavens have opened up. It's absolutely pissing down. Great solid bag time weather, isn't it? It's just what you want. Look at it. Let me zoom you in a bit. Yay, happy days. So solid bag tying has gone on hold because it's actually sort of blowing it into my shelter a little bit as well. So all my stuff's getting wet. Why do I do this? I managed to put myself in the worst spot I can when it's raining. But it's going to blow over. It's blue in the distance. It's not going to be a lot, but it's just a few more vital minutes out of my limited schedule that I've got before it's bloody dark, isn't it? Should have just fished how I was fishing with a solid bag. Not a solid bag, sorry, PVA bag. I wouldn't be pissing around doing all this then, but it'll be worth it if we get one, won't it? So yeah, that's it. No more updates now till I'm back and we're ready to cast him. Okay, we're back. It's actually finally time to get some rods out. So I am going to start with the left-hand rod, which I'm just going to flick just past the edge of this bush. Both going to be fishing close in tonight, so I'll get the left one in first. Okay, now we'll get the right hand one in. Okay, that's those two out there. Like I say, just on the edge of each sort of like margin line. That on the edge of that bush, that on the edge of that bush. I've gone just past them to allow for the swing back, so I know it's roughly 6 to 8 feet out there. The left hand rod dropped a lot softer than the right, but the fish I've seen, I'm more confident that the right hand rod would go anyway. So I've just gone in with bags purely because it's 2 casts, no baiting, no spomming, no markering, no nothing like that. Just 2 solid bags out there with very high tracked hook baits on in a high tracked bag of pellets. Yeah, let's see what happens. But for now, I'm going to get all set up. It's about time to get some food on because it's starting to get cold. I'm getting hungry. We've not had a coffee. And I need to burn something, else you lot that like the burning will be kicking off. So I'll see you shortly with most likely a coffee and some food. Cheers all, first coffee of the vlog, much needed. I've been here maybe 2 hours now. You've just seen 2 rods go out and I've just made a coffee. It's 6:30, maybe just slightly later than that. So before it gets too dark to do this clip, I'm going to do it now and then we'll do some burning. And that's, as I always do, saying a massive thank you to you lot for supporting me in whatever way that you do. When I'm making this, I'm about 50 subscribers off the 3,000 mark now. So if you're one of those who has clicked that button, thank you very much. And if you're one who hasn't, or you're new to the channel, please consider it. It is free, there's no contract, you can unsubscribe whenever you want. All it does is help promote and boost my channel, and more people discover me, and because of it I get bigger and bigger. That's how YouTube works. That's why I take the time in each video to say thank you for clicking the button or supporting the channel by giving it a thumbs up, regularly viewing, commenting, sharing, any of that. Whatever interaction you have, it is supporting the channel. So whatever it is you do from me, cheers, thank you very much, it really is appreciated. But now we need to get on with some burning, because like I say, in the next hour it's going to be pitch black again, and I've not eaten nothing, so I'll bring you back when some food's sorted. We're a long way off being ready, but tonight's tea is 4 large eggs and a whole packet of streaky bacon. Now that is an entire packet. It's doubled up on itself in the pan. You watch and see what happens when it's cooked, because last time it was like, where the hell's it all gone? So that is tonight's food, streaky bacon and eggs. So when that's cremated and shrunk to about 1/3 of the size it is now, and it's all sorted, we'll do a quick yolk test, and that will be your burn update. We can already see how quickly the light is fading. The bacon's getting there. Look at that now. That's what I mean. It's not quite cooked yet. Well, not for me anyway. It's probably overdone for quite a lot of you. But look how full that pan was. And now look at it. I said it in the last time I'd bacon it. But it is. It's an absolute piss take that how can something overloaded in the pan go from something that barely fills the pan? Never mind. Right, we better get some eggs on. Leave that to sort of sit on there. That's the good thing about that, no ground sheet. Nobody's commented on that yet. I don't use a ground sheet until I absolutely have to, because of the little tricks like that I do. I chuck pans on the floor and I end up burning holes through ground sheets. It wouldn't be the first time, and it probably won't be the last. So, oh, bonus, just had a roach top over my swim. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? Come on the roach. I'm joking. Come on the eggs and bacon. So the yolk test I might have mentioned. Okay, well, 1 egg's not being tested because I've failed already. Guess when I flip them over in a moment, I'll probably bust at least 1 more. So there might not even be any eggs to test for a yolk, because none of them might make it. But the light is fading. It is cooling down quite rapidly as well. It looks a bit cloudy coming over, so we might get a little bit more rain yet. It's not forecast, but we might. Something I'll just point out is I've got no socks on. I didn't have any socks on last night either, even though it was like pretty bloody cold. My feet were lovely and toasty in this bag. I know I go on about this bag every vlog. It sounds like I'm trying to sell bags of bloody Trakker. I'm not. I'm just seeing if anyone's looking for a winter sleeping bag. I've only just bought mine, and so far, yeah, it's the best bag I've ever had. And as I'm speaking now, the rain is now starting to fall on the lake. If I just zoom in, you'll see it. Just starting to drizzle. So I'm going to finish off my eggs, give them a flip, reheat my bacon, and eat my tea in the rain by the looks of things. So I'll see you when it's time for some food. Right then, let's do the yolk test. That's a no, that's a no, that's a no, and no, that's a no. I expected it to be 4 no's, to be honest. Never mind. Right, I'm going to have that. Just before I do that, I'm just going to point something out that I haven't. 1, I could have gone in Big Girls, the boat swim. That was free. Could have gone in Beaches. That was free. 1 up, there is a lady in there who tench fishes, but I know she goes, as soon as it gets dark, she goes home. She's just a day angler. Been on here quite a lot of years. So she never does night, so I know that that was going to come free on dark. So I could have waited for 1 up, but instead I've come in 2 up, purely because it's a nice little underarm flick, close in swim, and that's where I see the fish. Didn't see them in front of Big Girls. I see them right on this bush. That's why I said about the right hand rod. That's the one I'm confident would go out of the 2. If one's going to go, it's going to be the right hand one. Could be talking utter nonsense and the left hand one goes and the right hand one doesn't, but I'm only one swim up from where I was fishing before. So I'm not a million miles away from where I have caught fish from. And you can see by how overgrown and undisturbed the swim is, nobody comes in here. So that was a carp, just rolled there as well. Let me zoom you in. There. That was on the bar that runs in front of Big Girl. So that's another sighting I've seen. So that's happy days. It's in this zone of the lake. But for now, it's time to eat that food, get washed up, get the kettle on, and bring you back for hopefully not a tench. Just no tench tonight. Come on, just let's have one night with no bloody tench, because that's all I've had the last however many nights, isn't it? Anyway, I'll see you shortly. Here's your night time update. It's 10 past 8. That just shows the difference. This is how pitch black it was last night. I will just turn my torch on quick. You can see 10 past 8 at night, and that is how dark it is. Like I say, I'm semi-confident we could get a bite. So if I do, obviously you'll know about it, and I'll bring you back in the night. And if nothing happens, I'll bring you back in the morning for the older good morning, let's get the kettle on clip. So let's see what happens. Well, I just thought I'd give you a little night time update. Nothing's happened. The rain has started. It's on and off quite heavy. But I have heard at least 2 fish show just down to my right. So there is fish activity here. So it's good to be near fish. Because I think I've spent quite a few recent nights not near fish on the Tench Lake. But yeah, there's definitely fish near here. It's just gone 20 past 10, so night is young. I'm going to get my head down, listen to the rain, fall asleep, and hope I wake up to a purple LED and the clutch melting off. A big old carp on the end. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, if not, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Kettle's on. It's a wet start in here this morning. Look, there's actual water droplets inside the shelter. Yeah, nice. It's just what you want, isn't it? It is 10 past 5, so definitely a wet pack down. Again, it's a bit of a cool start to the day. The rod's exactly how I left them before I went to bed. Not a single bleep. Did hear one fish just before I went to sleep. Sort of, I think it was somewhere over in this corner. Other than that, nothing at all. Very, very quiet. I expected to catch one, to be honest. I thought, yeah, they was here yesterday morning. Don't see any reason why they would have moved. Did see signs of fish when I was setting up before it got dark. So I thought, yeah, might be on for one here, but it would appear not. But I've got about 50 minutes left, 45, 50 minutes left. So you never know, could go any second, couldn't it? So it's going to be coffee time, pack down, and see what happens. But yeah, crikey, yeah, it is bloody cold this morning. Right, I'm going to have my first coffee, and I'll bring you back if anything happens. Cheers all. First one of the morning, much needed. Like I say, it's going to be, let me pop that down, it's going to be a wet pack down this morning. The rods are absolutely saturated. You probably can't see out there. Everything is saturated. The ground is. It rained quite a few times during the night, on and off, small downpours. It's not meant to rain this morning, but like I say, you'll see in there, look. Here, we've got a bloody bug in there as well. You can get out. See the damage it's already done. So it's definitely going to be a shake and dry this morning. The leaves there are all getting dew on them now and stuff. Autumn's definitely here, isn't it? You know, this is how a lot of vlogs are going to be like this now. So that's why I thought I'd keep doing these like morning dark clips, just to prepare you how it's going to be, because it is going to be this way. Especially when the clocks change and I turn up, you're going to see this setting up and see this packing down. But you lot seem to want to watch it, so I'll keep vlogging it. You know, I'm still going to come and fish anyway, so I may as well make them. And the people who want to see them will watch them, and the people who think, no, it's a bit crap, that they just won't watch them. You know, it's just how it is. But I'm going to go finish my coffee, have another one, start getting packed down. Hope that one of those rods goes off this morning. And that's it really. Not a lot else to fill you in on. Very quiet night. bacon, eggs, off to bed. That's it. That's pretty much this vlog, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'll bring you back when it's either pack down time or the miracle's happened and the fishes are slipped up. I don't know if this will show it on the water. No, I don't think it will. I don't want to disturb people on here because there is a few people on here. But out there, one has just come launching out, and I'm pretty sure it's on that bar again, or it sounds very close to that same area. So maybe I'm just not in the right spot here. I'm fishing a little too close because this swim, let me turn this light down a minute. This swim is a marginal swim. 2 up is a close in swim. I'm sure it's like 4 wraps out maximum or something like that. But that fish that just come out was definitely further out than that. It seemed like it was on the bar, sort of in front of the big girls swim. So let's carry on with the old coffee time. Yeah, that was sort of where I see them when I was talking to my mate, not yesterday, the day before, when I walked around from the Tench Lake and had a chat with him. That's where I see them, but I also did see him on the edge of this bush where the right hand rod is. But I've not heard or seen anything last night or this morning yet to say that they're still there. There was definitely one right down in what I think is the boat corner swim or the boat swim. Definitely heard a fish down there, but yeah, that one that come out was just on top of that bar in front of the big girl. So whether we come back on here tonight or not, I don't know. Like I say, I feel like I'm just sort of talking to a dark screen a lot, but that's the time of the year, isn't it? But I think we might well end up back on here tonight yet. I'm not guaranteeing it. I could end up back on the Tench Lake, but I think maybe just have one more night on here and just try have another chance at catching a fish for you lot more than anything, because when I go back on the Tench Lake, the chances are going to decrease again dramatically, but that's all part of it, isn't it? So I'm going to sort of finish that coffee off, make another one, start getting things folded down, and before you know it, I'll be out the gate again, going back to bloody work. But never mind, we keep on trying, don't we? I see it, the bare essentials I left out now: brew kit, the rods, and one shelter. Let's give it. Oh, the old knees cracking. Let me turn my light off and turn it on high power. There you go. That gives you a better idea inside there now. Let's give it the old. Oh yeah, nice. It's going to be shake and dry time. Get that folded up. Kettle is going to be boiling pretty much any second. I better turn this down again. That's it. Be considerate of it. Brew is now on, so I'm going to have that. Get my old bivvy shook and packed away, and then all that'll be left to do is pull them in and take my net and mat and all that back. I'll just point out my van is pretty much behind here. The car park we park is literally behind the shelter, so I'm not walking off my rods really at all. I'm still quicker to get back to them than I would be if I was asleep in bed. So before people say, oh, you're leaving your rods, you're not. I'm literally maybe 4 meters at absolute most. So anyway, that's boiled. Time to have that, get packed down and get my arse off to work. Well, that's both rods wound in. I'll just show you. Still got the leads, I've not been done. Look at that stunning hook bait. How have they avoided that? It's exactly what came in on the other rod and the lead, so I've not been done. Just had a bloody carp right over in this boat corner. So it was about this time yesterday morning. I see it as I was driving out. Oh no, not see it when I'm driving out, sorry. There's one just, that was a tench slap. Not as I was driving out, as I was walking around bringing the net back. I heard it same time. So if we come back, we might end up in the boat corner swim tonight. Who knows, but for now I need to get those packed away, get the net and all that back, and get myself gone. So I'll get it packed away, spin you around and do an outro. Well, sadly, no fish and another ghost story outro. Get used to these ones, people. There's going to be a few of these. Like I say, I need to get off to work now. Everything's packed away, sorted. But I think when we come back tonight, we are going to come back on the main lake. And if I can get in the boat swim or big girl, somewhere like that, I'm going to have a night in there. Don't think I haven't been in there all season. I can't remember the last time I was in there, quite a few years ago since I fished either of those swims. So I think that's what we'll do. If I can get in there, I will do. And if I can't, I'll reassess the situation, because on this main lake, it's not really anywhere I want to be either. If I can get in one up, that's an option as well, but ideally the boat swim is the one I'm looking for when I get back. So I guess on the next vlog you'll find out and see where we end up. But again, thanks for watching. Don't forget the old thumbs up, subscribe and all that business. And apologies, there's a lot of filming in the dark again, but like I say, it's something to get used to, because that's how it's going to be for a while. But again, from me, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're being luckier out on the bank than I am at the moment, and you'll hopefully see you on the next one. Take it easy.